Hello, it's 4 News o'clock on Allnews Nigeria. I am Okoyemi Olubimi. Here are the headlines for today. Russian spy arrested in Germany. Germany declares war on Russia. Transgender rapists moved to men's prison. Now the news in details. A German citizen has been arrested on suspicion of treason for alleged involvement in a scheme to pass intelligence to Russia. The man, identified as Author E, was arrested on Sunday at Munich Airport with the help of the FBI. He's thought to be linked to a German Foreign Intelligence Service (BND) employee who was arrested in December for allegedly spying for Russia. Prosecutors have said Author E doesn't work for the intelligence services. Instead, they believe he passed on information from his acquaintance, the detained BND officer known as Carsten L, because of privacy rules to the Kremlin, making him an alleged accomplice to treason. The alleged double agent was later found guilty of handing over documents to the CIA and Russian intelligence and sentenced to 8 years in prison. His arrest in December was the first time a BND employee had been arrested for suspected treason since Marcus Richter was detained in 2014. Author E arrived back in Germany, where he was arrested after traveling from the United States. The arrest of a high-ranking Ukrainian intelligence agent accused of spying for Russia has highlighted the urgent need for a clean-out of the country's key security service. It comes at a time of increased concerns about Russian espionage in Europe following the invasion of Ukraine last February. Germany's cybersecurity chief was fired in October after the media accused him of having had links with people involved with Russian intelligence services. The following month, a man was found guilty of passing information to Russian intelligence services while working as a reserve officer for the German army. Meanwhile, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock has expressed that Germany is officially at war with Russia as its war in Ukraine surpasses 11 months. Baerbock used a significant portion of her keynote address on Tuesday at the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe in Strasbourg, France, to defend law, democracy, and human rights in response to Russia's murderous attack on the people of Ukraine.
And therefore, I've said already in the last days, yes, we have to do more to defend Ukraine. Yes, we have to do more also on tanks. But the most important and the crucial part is that we do it together and that we do not do the blame game in Europe, because we are fighting a war against Russia and not against each other. Thank you.
Baerbock called for unity among Western allies following the announcement that Berlin would send Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. Former U.S. military officials have expressed varied opinions about whether the tanks will lead to major change in the ground war. Following the recent supply of Leopard tanks to Ukraine, Germany could be a legitimate target for Russia. The last time Germany declared war on Russia was in 1914. The decisions for war were made in the context of growing nationalism, increased militarism, imperial rivalry, and competition for power and influence. Finally, on the news, Isla Bison, a transgender woman found guilty of raping 2 women before transitioning, has been moved from Scotland's all-female Contonville prison to a male facility after an intervention by Nicola Sturgeon. The First Minister on Thursday opined that Bryson would not be incarcerated in the women's prison either short-term or long-term, after a report saying the offender had been transferred there on Tuesday prior to sentencing prompted outrage across the political and campaigning spectrum. Sturgeon emphasized it was important not to suggest, even inadvertently, that trans women pose an inherent threat to women.
Any prisoner who poses a risk of sexual offending is segregated from other prisoners, including during any period of risk assessment. Secondly, there is no automatic right for a trans woman convicted of a crime to serve their sentence in a female prison, even if they have a gender recognition certificate. Every case is subject to rigorous individual risk assessment, and as part of that, the safety of other prisoners is paramount. Finally, in general terms, and perhaps most importantly, I heard the Chief Executive of Rape Crisis Scotland say this yesterday: I don't see how it's possible to have a rapist within a female prison. And so let me be very clear. I agree with that statement. And bearing in mind what I've just said about the importance of individualised risk assessment as a general principle and presumption, I think that statement is correct.
Bison was on Tuesday found guilty of raping one woman in Clydebank in 2016 and another in Drumchapel, Glasgow in 2019 following a trial at the High Court in Glasgow. During the court proceedings, Bryson claimed she knew she was transgender at the age of 4, but did not decide to transition until she was 29, and is currently taking hormones and seeking surgery to complete gender reassignment. And that's it on the news. To keep up with All News Nigeria, kindly follow us on all social media platforms displayed on the screen. Stay tuned on our channel for more details. I am Opeyemi Olubimi. Have a good day.